Have you ever wondered what it actually felt like to walk into a medieval tavern? Not the songs, not the stories, the real thing. Where did you sit? What did you drink? And why did everyone keep their boots on even while sleeping? Tonight, we are going to step through a heavy oak door and find out. No battles, no kings, just the smoke, the straw, and the silence between the shouting. Before we go inside, take a breath. Then, if this is the kind of slow history that helps you rest, tap like and subscribe to Little Historical. Now, let us open the door. What was the loudest sound in a medieval tavern? Was it the shouting, the mugs, or the snoring? And why did no one ever complain about the smell? You have seen taverns in movies. Clean, cheerful, safe. But the real ones were dark, crowded, and strangely comforting. If you knew the unspoken rules. Tonight, you are not watching a story. You are walking into one. Your boots are muddy, your coin is low, and the fire is waiting. Stick around. If you enjoy falling asleep to forgotten history, please like and subscribe to Little Historical. Now, let your eyes get heavy and listen. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you have been walking for 6 hours. It is cold, it is dark, and there is a light ahead. That light is a tavern, but not the one you think. What would you do first? Would you knock, walk in, or just stand outside, listening to the strange sounds from within? Tonight on Little Historical, we are not listing facts. We are going inside. You will smell the smoke. You will feel the sticky floor. And you will understand why people never wanted to leave. Before we step in, if you want more journeys like this, please like and subscribe. It helps the fire stay lit. Now, open your eyes. The door is right here. You push the door open, and the first thing that hits you is not the noise. It is the heat, thick and wet, climbing into your lungs like a living thing. But beneath that heat, buried under the warmth of the hearth, there is something else. A smell. Not one smell, but many, layered like old cloth. The smoke from the fire, yes, but underneath that, the sour breath of spilled ale soaked into wood. Underneath that, the sharp salt of sweat, not yours, belonging to strangers who have sat here for hours, for days, for years. And underneath everything, just beneath your notice, a sweeter smell. Perfume, cheap, heavy, clinging to the neck of a woman who moves between the tables with a pitcher in her hand. She does not look at you. Not yet. But you feel her presence like a low hum. You are not sure if that is comfort or warning. The ceiling is low, so low that the tallest men must duck or risk scraping their scalps against blackened beams. The beams are sticky with decades of smoke, and the smoke hangs in the air like a curtain, thin enough to see through but thick enough to taste. Your eyes adjust slowly. The room is long and uneven, as if the building has settled into the mud at its own crooked angle. And the floor. You look down. There is no stone, no tile, no wooden planks worn smooth by careful feet. The floor is dirt, packed hard by generations of boots, but still dirt. And scattered across the dirt, a layer of dried rushes, straw that was once golden, but is now the color of old tea. The rushes are supposed to soak up spills and keep the dust down. But these rushes have not been changed in weeks, maybe months. As you step forward, your boot sinks slightly. The straw crunches, then gives way to something softer beneath. Mud, perhaps, or something else. You do not look. You do not want to know. But you cannot help but wonder what has been dropped, spilled, or left behind in these rushes by the travelers who came before you. A dropped coin, a lost button, a broken comb, and in the corner of your eye, you see a man watching you from a bench near the wall. His eyes follow your feet. Then they rise, slowly, to meet yours. He does not smile. He does not look away. The tavern is full of secrets tonight, and you have only just stepped inside. The fire pops. A woman laughs somewhere behind you, and the smell of that perfume drifts past again, closer this time. You hold your breath, not from disgust, but from the strange awareness that you are no longer just a traveler. You are being noticed. And in a place like this, being noticed is the first step toward a story you cannot yet name. The door groans shut behind you. There is no going back now. The door groans shut behind you, and for a moment, the silence inside is louder than the noise. Then the room returns to its low, rumbling hum. You are standing now at the edge of the tavern, your back against the cold iron of the latch, and your throat is dry, not from thirst alone, from the weight of being watched. The man near the wall has not moved, but his eyes have drifted to the woman with the pitcher. She passes close to him, close enough that her sleeve brushes his shoulder. He does not reach for her. He does not need to. Something passes between them in the space of a breath, something unspoken, something that makes you look away. You find a bench. It wobbles. You sit. The woman comes to you next. Her footsteps are soft on the packed earth, but you hear the rustle of her skirt, the small clink of the clay pitcher against her hip. She sets down a mug in front of you without asking what you want. The mug is rough, unglazed, still warm from the hearth. She does not leave immediately. She stands there, just beside your shoulder, close enough that you can feel the heat of her skin through the layers of wool and linen. You do not turn your head. She leans down, and her voice is low, almost a whisper against your ear. "You look tired," she says. Not a question, an observation. Then she straightens and walks away, and you are left with the mug and the echo of her breath. You lift the mug. The ale inside is not cold. It is lukewarm, the temperature of a body. You bring it to your lips and sip. The taste is sour, slightly bitter, with a strange sweetness underneath, like bread that has been left too long in a damp cellar. You swallow, and the warmth spreads down your chest, slow and heavy. It is not the drink that makes your head feel light. It is the awareness that she is watching you from across the room, her back turned to the fire, her hands resting on her hips. She tilts her head, just slightly, as if asking a question she has no intention of speaking aloud. You take another sip. The ale is easier now. The room is warmer, and you are beginning to understand why people stay here long after their coins have run out. The fire crackles. The man near the wall finally looks away, and somewhere above you, in the darkness of the upstairs loft, a floorboard creaks under a weight that does not belong to furniture. You set the mug down, but you do not stand. Not yet. There is more to this place than ale, and the night has only just begun. You set the mug down, but you do not stand. Not yet. There is more to this place than ale, and the night has only just begun. Your stomach tightens, a hollow ache that reminds you why you came inside. You have not eaten since dawn, and dawn was a long time ago. The woman with the pitcher has moved to the hearth, and now she is lifting the iron pot from its hook. Steam rises, thick and grey, carrying a smell that makes your mouth water despite yourself. It is the smell of meat, or something like meat, slow cooked until it falls apart. She carries the pot to a wooden table near the center of the room, and the other patrons shift on their benches, leaning toward her like plants toward a thin sun. She does not serve them yet. She looks at you first. She dips a clay bowl into the pot and walks toward your bench. The bowl is hot. She holds it with a rag wrapped around her fingers. She sets it down in front of you, and the stew inside trembles, a dark brown liquid studded with pale roots and shreds of something that might have been a bird or a rabbit or something else entirely. You cannot tell. She sees you hesitate, and the corner of her mouth lifts. just a fraction. Eat, she says, not a suggestion. Not quite a command. Something in between. You pick up the spoon. It is wooden, worn smooth by 100 mouths before yours. You dip it into the bowl and lift the first bite to your lips. The stew is hot, almost too hot, and the flavor spreads across your tongue like a secret. It is salty, earthy, with a richness that lingers long after you swallow. You take another bite, and you do not ask what is in it. Some questions are better left unasked in a place like this. The woman watches you eat. She has not moved away. Her hip rests against the edge of your table, and her arms are crossed beneath her chest, and there is something in her posture that feels less like service and more like patience, as if she is waiting for you to finish so she can ask you something or tell you something. You cannot read her face in the firelight. The shadows move across her features like water, changing her expression with every flicker. You take a slower bite. The stew is thicker now, cooler, and you notice something at the bottom of the bowl. A dark shape. A piece of meat larger than the others. You lift it on the spoon and hold it close to your eyes. It is soft, almost gelatinous, and it has no bone. She leans forward, just slightly, and her voice drops to a murmur. That one is special, she says. From the roast last night. Saved it for someone who looked like they needed it. She does not say what animal it came from. She does not have to. You eat it, and the taste is deeper than anything before, almost sweet, and you feel a strange warmth spread from your belly down to your fingers. She straightens, takes the empty bowl, and walks back toward the hearth. You watch her go, and you wonder, just for a moment, what else she has saved for later. The fire pops. The man near the wall is staring again, but this time, he is not staring at you. He is staring at her. The fire pops. The man near the wall is staring again, but this time, he is not staring at you. He is staring at her, and she knows it. You can see it in the way she moves, slower now, each step deliberate, as if she is walking through water. She does not look at him. She does not need to. Her body speaks for her. The sway of her hips, the tilt of her head, the way she bends to set the empty bowl on a shelf and lingers there, her back to the room, her shoulders rising and falling with a breath that seems to last too long. The man does not move from his bench, but his hand, resting on the table, curls into a loose fist, then relaxes, then curls again. You look away. The fire is low now, the flames reduced to a bed of orange coals that pulse like a slow heart. The room has grown quieter. The shouting has faded into murmurs, and the murmurs into the soft shuffle of boots on straw. Some of the patrons have left. Others have simply stopped moving, their heads bowed over their arms, their breathing deep and even. The night is settling into its oldest hour, the hour when secrets feel safe and boundaries blur. You should find a place to sleep. The floor is still there, the rushes still scattered across the dirt. But the woman is walking toward the narrow staircase in the corner, and the man from the wall is rising from his bench, and you are not the only one watching them. A younger woman, perhaps the tavern keeper's daughter, stands near the stairs with her arms folded. She does not speak. She just watches, her face unreadable, as the older woman places her hand on the wooden railing and begins to climb. The man follows, not close behind, but not far enough to be innocent. His boots make soft sounds on the steps, each creak a small announcement. The younger woman does not move to stop them. She simply turns away, walks to the hearth, and begins to stir the embers with an iron rod. Sparks rise, brief and bright, then fade into smoke. You lie down on the floor. The straw is damp beneath your cheek,